How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious, and welcome to my account, where we are about to have one of my personal biggest summoning sessions ever. And if I have pretty bad luck, this will end up being my biggest summoning session ever. You can see I have 340 rare summoning crystals. I have 117,328 diamonds. Ideally, I do not want to use all of this, but I am prepared to do so. So what is at stake today? I really want Wukong, and as you're going to see in a second, I really want an extra copy, and I really want one copy of Raizan. I'm trying not to be that greedy. One copy of Raizan would be awesome, and then I have an A3 Wukong. I've only put one unpolished soulstone into him, so I'd love to get the guaranteed copy and then get one extra copy, and I can A5 him without using my soulstones. I do have a few unpolished soulstones I've been saving for like over a year now. I'm saving those ideally for Kagiri since it seems like they're never going to rerun him. So I'd love to put it into Wukong. I've only put one soulstone into him ever, one unpolished to get him to A3. That's kind of the situation. We could get lucky and it won't take much, or we could get unlucky and it will take everything. Additionally, we will pity manipulate if we can line it up on the Raizan Yuri banner. I'll show you my Yuri A2. I have the extra copy to bring her A3. I'm just waiting for a video to do that, as I'm waiting with all my frickin' awakenings. But I don't need her higher than A3, so we're cool. And that's basically it. Buckle up. We'll probably pull at least 500, 800 times. I'd expect 1,000 to 1,200, hopefully no more than that. Final idea I guess I want to cover is who else would I like to pull? It's pretty simple. Narissa by a mile. I still don't have any copies of her. I've never pulled her. She's in my very small nascent pool. I would also love to pull Draylin and get her A1. If I'm lucky enough to pull Narissa, I would love to get her A1. Vorn, you can't tell here, but you can see here I have an extra copy, so that's fine. If we click out, very, very quick shout outs, just so we have a little interesting stuff in the session. I would love to get an A5 Hotsit or an A3 Eloin. Don't really need the A5 Aelin. I really want an A1 Malvira. We wouldn't mind an A1 on the Ireless. A5 on the Brokir would be awesome. And yeah, that's pretty good. Let's not get too greedy with it. A1 on the Eris would be good too. So without further ado, let's begin. Where sits my pity? Let's take a peek. I've got a little built up, 40, 50, 60, pretty clean. We're going to take this thing to 120 unless we hit early. Off to the races, baby. Thank you to everyone still watching live on Twitch. I literally just finished that biggest summoning session ever. I think we got up towards 200 viewers, maybe 180, 190. We're still at 150, so I appreciate all you guys. If you're not yet following me on Twitch, consider it. It's totally free. You just click a button. It's just like subscribing on YouTube. Subscribing on Twitch either costs money or you use your Amazon Prime sub. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but the follow, it would help me out. It's a single free click of a button. It's like following someone on Instagram. All right, 0 for 30 to start it off. We really don't care too much. We want to be able to maintain our pity manipulation. We don't want that to really get blown. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be honest, like having just pulled as much as I pulled, it's hard to be too optimistic that I'm going to have any shot of getting lucky here. I'm not going to delude myself. I'm fully prepared to hit on the progressive, whether that takes one legendary, 2 or 3 on the other banner, and hopefully I win the coin flip once we do hit on a banner unit and we get Raizan instead of Yuri. That's the one bit of luck I'm counting on. I'd really like to see. And then for Wukong, I mean, over the history of my account, I believe I've pulled 2,100 times, not counting guarantee pulls. So I think in total on Wukong banners, I pulled 2,500 times over his first 2 runs. There was the initial run and the first rerun. This is his 3rd time, the 2nd rerun. I think it was 2,500 pulls. Both times I went to guarantee. So both times that was 400 summons to get to the guarantee, 200 each, right? So 400 total. So subtract that from the 2,500 or so. It's been 2,100 after the guarantees, and I've only ever pulled them once. So I know how hard it is to pull them and how lucky you have to get. The limited situation here where you need the awakenings and you have to be so lucky to pull them is insane. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. So we'll do the 110 pop here. We don't hit. All right, straight, clean pity manipulation. Now we move over here. We should hit any pull now. We're at exactly 180. Probably will hit within the first 6 singles, I would say. That's 2. We just really want to hit the Raizan and not the Yuri. We don't care here even if we miss because it's just pushing to the 200x. We'd love to hit early, but let's see. Let us see. And there is going to be a Kineza. Don't get it twisted. It looks like Wukong. We're not on the Wukong banner. That is a dastardly Kineza. It's funny because she's far older than Wukong. She's probably like 14 months older in the game than Wukong. And yet, Retroactively, her banner is one of the biggest teases of all time. So what we're going to do now, unless we hit early, is we're going to take this to 199, which would bring us to another 79 towards pity. Then we move back over, and we should be about 105 pulls away from hitting again, and it's going to be an 85% chance when we hit again, because now this is at a 200x that we're going to get Raizan or Yuri. That means it's a 42.5% chance we'll get Raizan. So between him and Yuri, it's a coin flip. Overall, it's just less than a coin flip. There's still that 15% chance we don't hit either. Yeah, that Kineza cinematic, I mean, for such a dog water hero. They really need to rethink her kit. They tried to make her cute and unique by leaning into that dodge mechanic. I'm pretty sure only her and Cyclone have the dodge mechanic, but it doesn't happen anywhere close to frequently enough to trigger the strong things in her kit and to help her like avoid damage. It's just stupid. And it's things like that in the game where you think, did you test this character? Did you test Kineza? Is that what you did? Because I don't think so. That's what I feel. I don't think so. All right, let's see where we're at. 170, 180. So this is our last 10 pull, and then we'll do 9 singles. Let's see how it goes. All right, 9 singles. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 3. The lag on the skipping to do this fast, trust me, I know it well. I just did many, many, many thousands of pulls on one account. Shout out to Waxpaw. God, you know, single pulls, you know, or single 10 pulls, like short amount. You're like, oh, it's not that much of a time waste. When you're doing hundreds, literally hundreds of 10 pulls, or you're doing a bunch of single pulls, it really adds up, the lag. Because it's like, here I can't click, here I gotta wait, now I click, here we go, oh, now I have to click. It's very, very annoying. I guess it's a unique situation to have to pull that much. All right, so we've got 79 towards pity. Let's do 100 pulls right now. That'll bring us to 179. Maybe we hit early. There's 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Let's get number 4. There's number 4. That's 5. Sorry if I'm going fast, but it's been a long day. Should be 6. I'm probably going to go back and double check once we get to 9. There's a cheeky little light lock. 7. I'll actually check after this next 10 pull if we don't hit. 8. Yeah, we're at exactly 80. We're going to do 2 more 10 pops, and then we'll do some singles. Trying to min-max this. It looks like we hit right at either right before pity or right at the start of pity. Maybe right here. This would be the first pity one. And we did. Look at that. And there's Raizan, baby. That's how it's done. We're done with this banner. It's a thing of the past. We won the coin flip, basically. We will absolutely take that 85% chance to hit a banner unit. We did. Once you hit the banner unit 50-50, it's going to be one or the other. We got the Raizan. We're freaking done. Let's move on. Let's Wukong this thing up. We can even 10 pull because we know we're going to keep going. We want that one more copy. Big shout out to Hertzchen Bambi for the sub. Appreciate that. Not even a prime sub, a classic sub. There's Sun Wukongers. Looking cute. What a relief. All right, so let's assess the situation. No! Pharisee. I already got Pharisee A5, but wow, we'll take a double. It's like my second double ever, not counting the surprise invocations. So we have done, I started at 340, right? So we have done 309 summons. We already got, 4 legendaries pulled. That's pretty dang cool. We got our Raizan. We got the first Wukong, the guarantee. So now we have 117,000 diamonds, and we have 31 rare summoning crystals. So if we pop this up, let's pop this in now. We got 31, and then we got 378. So if I did everything, we have over 1,500 summons remaining. This is not the plan, but I'll probably go up to 1,000, I would say, trying to get this last copy. So knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't take that long. We should hit him 1 in every 5. 1,000 pulls should net us 6 or 7 legendaries. Buckle up, folks. It's showtime. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Someone in chat says, I finally got Raizan to do decent numbers. He really needs crit. Every character in this game needs crit. But yes, if you got a unit that's a DPS that does burst damage, like a bunch of damage at once, you can't risk not critting on that, right? That'd be like building Virna without 100% crit. Units like that really, really need it. But in general, you've got to try to get to 100% crit. You know, if it's a basic attack based unit, so it's like their ult for X amount of seconds, their basic attack, their normal attacks, their basic attacks are revved up in some way, they're juiced up, then yeah, you can get away with maybe 90% crit, 95% crit. But eventually it's so easy to get 100% crit once you have a bunch of ancient pieces of gear. It's just a non-starter. And for a bursty unit where it's like one big bunch of damage at once, like a Sun Wukong, like a Raizan, like a Virna, like a Razak, it's non-negotiable. I'm pretty sure it's like Sun Wukong, his ult counts as like one instance of damage over many hits. Hard to say for sure though, but it's just entirely not worth the risk. That's actually a very good question. Lock Cole said, is the ult a bunch of 80 hits or just one big final hit? I think it's coded as one hit, but that actually is a good question. I can't say for sure right now off the top of my head without looking at it. All right, we're in a pretty good spot here. We don't have to worry about the other banner. We still have over 110,000 diamonds. We just need one Wukong, and we're out of here. We're donezo. We're done with this thing. Up to 177 viewers. Thank you guys so much for the support on Twitch. You're not yet following, by the way, I just want to quickly say, I know I mentioned it before, but I didn't explicitly say that we're trying to get to 5,000 followers on Twitch, and we're at about 4,500. So if you took the time to click that button, you're helping us reach that goal. Come on, let's see. So since we pulled our Wukong, we have one pull, because we got that cheeky Pharisee. There's going to be some Awakening coins. People in the chat are asking about main stats. For almost all content, you want triple attack bonus on the right side. For certain heroes and certain content, there are exceptions, but TLDR, quick, easy rule of thumb for the vast majority of things. It's almost never better to have a crit damage main stat on the whole. All right, let's see. Let's see. Got a Wrath and a Selkath. I'm ready for a legendary. They're making me go to full pity. Here it is. Come on, baby. Please, please.
How you doing?
That's A5 Aylin. We'll take it. She doesn't need her A5 for a lot of content because her A5 just helps her ult come back up faster. In content like Abyss, you actually don't need to be spamming the ult. You just have to time out the singular use. But in general, Aylin's so good, we don't mind her being A5, so we'll certainly take that. Okay. Let's keep going. That was a full pity. Hard to feel bad about going to full pity when, though we had to do it the other 2 times very recently, we went Sun Wukong into that Pharisee. But actually, if you think about it, we've gone to full pity 3 times already. I know it doesn't feel like that because we had some pity built up and we had some good lucky moments, or at least we had a singular good lucky moment. There's a Gluttony. We still need a Sloth. Really want a Sloth. I think Arrogance was meant to be Pride for the 7 deadly sins, and that was mistranslated. And we need like an Envy, right? Maybe they're saying Lust is Envy. It's not exactly. Also, is Lust its own 7 deadly sin? I feel like it is. What are the 7 deadly sins? Pride, Wrath, Sloth, Gluttony. I think Envy and Lust are separate, right? Yeah, okay, Lust is its own thing. So then we need an Envy, assuming Arrogance is Pride. We already have that. So we need a Sloth and an Envy. And we got Greed. Yeah, of course, Greed. Pride, Greed, Wrath, Envy, Lust, Gluttony, Sloth. So we need a Sloth, an Envy, and that's it. Yeah, we got Greed as the epic. You think Arrogance is Envy? I think Arrogance is supposed to be Pride. And they just didn't think Pride was as cool a name as Arrogance. Because if you're too proud, you're arrogant, it's kind of the same idea. It's close enough. I think it's much closer than it is to Envy. They should make an Envy unit who like steals rage from other units. She's like envious and takes it or something. Driss says, so attack bonus almost always instead of crit damage? Yes. There's next to no content. Specifically, the only time when you're deeper in the game, the only time you would ever do crit damage over attack bonus is like on units that don't have high base attack and like ignore some amount of defense, have some kind of penetration, and only in Guild Boss 1. Anywhere else where there's a reasonable amount of defense, once you're at all deep in the game, it's the speak of greed. There you go. That's just how it goes. Cataclysm or SBA, they're insanely comparable. Cataclysm's only stronger than SBA because you can get exclusive gear, right? If all the stats were the same, it's the same bonus. It's very easy to stack up both those bonuses. If anything, Soulbound Arcana is more reliable. However, with Cataclysm, if they got all the same stats and it's the same bonus, and now you can get a faction ring and an exclusive Bangler amulet, obviously that's stronger. That's why Cataclysm's stronger. We're going to another full pity here, aren't we? If we don't hit on the next one, I'll reset. This is nasty stuff. They're really making us go the whole way. This would be our 4 out of 5 times it would be. Let me actually go back and count. Where was that Aelin? So 4, we're at 154 already. 164, 174, and once you know it, our 4 out of 5 times we've gone to full pity. Literally 4 out of 5 times we got to full pity. My God. They're going to make us keep working, so we're going to hit on this one. This is going to be a deep full pity. This is, right, so that was 184. We'll see when we hit at one number. So this would be 85, 86, 80, 187. There it is! There it is! Oh my God. Oh my, no way. I never in my wildest dreams thought we would hit that fast. We've done like less than 600 pulls across everything. Let's do some math though. I started with like 117,000. So we did like 30,000, just about exactly, divided by 88. We did about 340, and we did about 680. So it still was like a ton, don't get me wrong. However, that's a ton left over. I still haven't even got my diamonds from September. I was thinking we have so many more diamonds than I thought we would. I'm getting at least 50 or 60 diamonds next week as the September rewards. Very privileged as a content creator to get that. Thank you to you guys. It's based off my views, and you guys really watched a lot of my stuff in September. It was one of our all-time months, so thank you. Now, it's basically like, is it worth going for another copy? And then I could reset him, and I could have a pure A5 Wukong. There's 2 downsides to that, right? One is if I reset him, even if we get one more copy, I'm only getting 1 unpolished soulstone back, so that doesn't feel insanely worthy. And then they'll probably rerun him again in the next 10 months. And when that comes, I can just pick up the free copy then I have the full natural A5, and then I can reset. And by that time, maybe it's worth it because maybe I have more reset books, or maybe I've done the resetting that I'm planning. Like, I hope one day I can reset Ingrid, since I've got her naturally at A2. So if I got 1 or 2 or 3 more copies, we could reset her. And then obviously I'm going to eventually, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to reset my Twin Fiend, who I just made back in the day, my Soulstone Mule, because I hadn't pulled a Legendary Lord in forever, and I was using Twin Fiend everywhere, so I was like, we'll just eventually reset him. I already had 2 reset books. Anyway, I've decided I'm going to stop. Unbelievable luck. We'll absolutely take it. We needed 2 Wukongs, and we wanted a Raizan. We got 2 Wukongs, and we got a Raizan. Doesn't get much better than that. In total, not a bad session. 6 legendaries and 680 pulls. We did have some pity heading into it, but those are pretty good rates. Normally, you'd expect about 120 to 130, and we were hitting at, what, 110, right? 660 for 6 would be 110. Maybe counting the pity, it was closer to 120. But hey, we'll frickin' take it. I've never been lucky on a Wukong banner. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. If you don't know, I've pulled 3 times on Praetus banners. I skipped his last one because I've been so demoralized. And on those first 3 Praetus banners, I pulled over 400 times. I think close to 450 times, and I've only ever hit 2 Lords. Both times it was King Hearts, so who knows? Maybe it's a sign of things to come. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. Thank you to Mitchell for editing this video. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.